Welcome to Picks with the Professor, the show where a real statistics professor gives you sports betting tips. I'm your host, Professor Science, and in this episode of Major League Baseball Picks, I will outline the prices that I think make for good bets using my predictive mathematical model called Sideline for games scheduled to be played on Friday, June 30th, 2023. In case you're new here, check out the webpage on the banner. It's www.pickswiththeprofessor.com/new for some explanations and community rules. Remember, if you're interested in picks and projections for every single game, you can sign up on Dub Club. That link is in the show description. Cost is under $1 per day. Also gets you exclusive access to our Discord chat. Remember that sports are unpredictable, so the discussion on this show projects a typical game but does not try to forecast to it to a T, as that'd be a foolish and impossible goal. As I'm always saying, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to get picks wrong. We're all going to get picks wrong. We're all going to get picks right. And what we focus here is on the prices, because that's what's going to make us long-term profitable. You can hit the same percentage of picks, and if the prices you're betting them are good, you will profit, and if they're bad, you won't profit. And that's what we talk about here: right prices and wrong prices, not right sides and wrong sides. Whether using it's my model or someone else's, this probabilistic thinking is what's key to growing your bankroll instead of draining it. There will be highs and lows, but it will balance out in the long run. You just can't foresee it before it happens. In other words, please understand that good and bad variance will occur. So while the long run profitability has been proven, winning every single day, it's unfortunately an impossible reality for any gambler. We've got a couple of day games on Friday. Right now, we either don't have lines on them or the prices aren't great. But again, just as a reminder, there will be picks, projections, prices needed for A grades, all sorts of goodies over on Dub Club if you're interested in some daytime action on Friday. Otherwise, we're going to skip right to the night games. But before we do, some quick reminders. Please hit that like button if you're on YouTube. Also, if you aren't yet, please consider subscribing or following. It's free. And if you turn on notifications, then you won't miss any of the college basketball, MLB, or college football content that this channel provides. You can see how I scale my picks on the screen and the Google Sheet with the season results. That link is in the show description. A lot of fun things in the tabs of that Google Sheet. But as always, with the scaling and with the picks, take what you like, leave the rest. I'll start off here at 7:05 p.m. Eastern. Brewers at the Pirates. It'll be a slightly warm night in Pittsburgh to start off with. Mid-80s for this one, even upper 70s by game end, and that's higher than an average game in Pittsburgh. Obviously, you know, it's definitely warmer there in the summer, but using its park factor, we need to bump up the expected runs. According to my model, another 6% for the slightly warmer weather. Wind will be blowing mostly across, a little bit more out to start, a little bit more in to finish, but I think that wind's going to be pretty much a wash. It's really the slightly warmer temperatures that's boosting the projected number of runs. Model says 9.1. Actual total's 8.5. I'd go over 8, but I'm not going to go over 8.5, so I'm passing on the total. With regards to the side of Freddie Peralta for the Brewers, 4.65 ERA. Advanced metrics say it should be a little bit better than that. He's not a bad pitcher, right around league average, and that's better than the model thinks of Osvaldo Bido. Interesting case here. We've got a guy with a 3.45 ERA, not only in 16 innings, but the advanced metrics for him this season are pretty solid, but the model, taking his minor league stats and data from last year, isn't that high on him, thinks he's well below average. So, you know, I really think how you feel about this game kind of boils down to how you feel about him. What's interesting, though, is that the model is not high on him and still says the Pirates are a smart pick here at plus 130. Model says the Pirates win this 47% of the time, that the correct price should be plus 113 on them, and that plus 120 or better gets an A grade. I'm going to take them at plus 130. And look, you could just roll what I said yesterday about the Pirates. If I had like a fancy editor, or if I had, you know, took the time, I would. It would be really funny. I would just like plop in right here exactly what I said yesterday. I have no idea if the Pirates are going to win. They won for us again. This is back to back to back now A grades on the Pirates that have won. I'm going to try for it again. You know, it's all about the price. And that's why, like, I feel like this could be the shortest show ever, because I feel like especially as we're approaching the All-Star break, y'all know how I feel about teams. Y'all know how I feel about pitch. You know how the model feels about these things. And I'm just hammering this home, the same concepts, right? It's all about the price. And plus 130 is a good price in the Pirates. And the plus odds have been really good for us in the Pirates. It doesn't mean they're going to always win. I don't know if they're going to win this game. It just means that it's pretty close to a coin toss, not quite close. And plus 130 is a great investment. And maybe they'll pull it off again. I have no idea. I mean, it's been working. So it's not about it's been working, keep doing it. It's about the price is still good. If the price wasn't good, I wouldn't be backing the Pirates here. The price is good. And so long term, this is what makes us profitable, is just finding good prices and not getting too caught up in, is it the same team? Is it a different? I don't know. And I don't care. Price is good. And that's why I have a model to help me with the price. And I don't know. It's really that simple. So Pirates, again, the pick hopefully keeps working for us here against the Brewers. 8:05 p.m. Eastern, Astros at the Rangers. Been to every Major League Stadium. I've been to an Astros game every year of my life. Except for the 2020, of course, when nobody went to any games for the World Series that year. And the Astros, unfortunately for me, did not make it, even though it was in my backyard. I will be at this game. That'll be my first Astros game here of this season to continue that streak. God, I hate this Astros team, and I've talked about it. They're not really fun to watch. Offensively, this Rangers, I hate saying this. I don't like the Rangers, but this Rangers offense is so much better than the Astros offense right now. Even with Jordan in the lineup, even a fully healthy Astros lineup, I'm not sure as good as this Rangers lineup. I hate saying that. It's at least close if it's fully healthy, but it is not anywhere near healthy right now. So it is nowhere near right now. Right now, the Rangers offense, hands down, just drastically better than the Astros. Relievers, Astros relievers haven't done well. I still have a lot of faith in them. Rangers relievers are trending in the right direction, at least around league average. Now it's an improvement. I still think the Astros relievers are better, but starting pitching wise, I'm not a fan of Jonathan Gray. I do not think this 2.89 ERA is real whatsoever. I think it is all smoke and mirrors. Underlying metrics say it should be in the low fours, but he's better than league average, and this Astros offense isn't. So, I mean, he should have success because this Astros offense just isn't scaring anybody at this point. And Ronald Blanco for the Astros, not bad. 4.63 ERA. It's not terrible for a guy you called up and has only made 4 starts, but there's not too much to be optimistic about it. I mean, he's going to get hit around by the Rangers. I'm on the Rangers here. Minus 145, it's an A grade pick. Model says anything minus 165 or better is an A grade. The Rangers should be massive favorites in this one. There was a time, someone who lives in the DFW area, there's some, it was last year, and it was the year before, and it was the year before, and the year before, and the year before, right? Where there were as many Astros fans at these games as there was Ranger fans, and I was at a lot of them, and so I'm well aware. I can tell you that firsthand. That's not going to be the case now. The Rangers, they still got a home field advantage in previous seasons against the Astros because the travel and your own field and your own beds and that sort of stuff. But I mean, the fan aspect of any sort of subconscious that it affects the umpires, which is real. It's not huge, but it is real, right? Was not there. And so the home field advantage was a little bit minimized for the Rangers here at these home games against the Astros. And that's not going to be the case now. The Rangers fans are excited. It's a sellout, and this Astros team is terrible. So I'll be there in orange, but I don't think the Astros win. I don't like their chances. I can't find a way to be optimistic here about this. I would love to say, as an Astros fan, I'd love to say, hey, Jonathan Gray is smoke and mirrors. And I think that's true, but it's not like the Astros have a better pitcher. And it's not like the Astros have a better offense. So I'm not really sure why this is minus 145. I'll take it. It's an A grade. I'll be there, and I don't know. I'll be sad and happy, I guess, at this point, since I'll be betting against my team. But that's what you do. I'm more loyal to my money than my team, especially now that we've won a couple World Series. So Rangers, great price, minus 145. As much as I hate saying it. 8:10 p.m. Eastern, Tigers at the Rockies. It'll be a chilly night in Denver, around 60 degrees for most of this one. The wind will be blowing in at 5 to 10 miles an hour, while obviously Coors is still a very hitter-friendly ballpark. The weather is going to knock the runs down a little bit. Ball's not going to carry quite as much, and you're still going to be dealing with a large outfield, but you're going to be dealing with more balls in play, which is more likely to get out. So ball's just not going to fly like a summer night in Denver because of a slightly cooler night. And you've got two pitchers who I think can hold their own. Michael Lorenzen, 3.97 ERA. Advanced metrics and maybe a tiny bit higher, but he's decent enough. I've mentioned this Tigers bullpen I think is decent. Austin Gomber, does have a 7.01 ERA, but the advanced metrics say it should be a lot lower than that. He's not good, but I don't think he's this bad. I think he's just very mediocre. And the benefit for him is he's facing a Tigers offense that I just don't have a lot of faith in. I don't really have a lot of faith in this Rockies offense. I'm going to go under 12. I told y'all before I don't play a lot of totals and cores, and I hear I'm on back-to-back days playing totals and cores. I think this total's too high. I'm going to go under 12. Model says 10.2. It's going to be a hitter-friendly ballpark, but I'm just not sure if these teams are built to take advantage of the hitter-friendly ballpark, especially on a pitcher-friendly weather night. This sets up to be a little bit of an abnormal game in Coors. It's not going to be quite as crazy as usual, and these offenses just aren't that good overall. Every once in a while, yes, the Rockies score some runs. Every once in a while, the Tigers score some runs, absolutely, but it's just not set up to be a crazy night. I think 12 is just all about the ballpark, but when you look at everything else, it kind of points to a lower scoring game again, other than Gomber's ERA. But as I'm always saying, ERA, right, tells you what happened. It doesn't necessarily tell you what will happen. I think he's not that bad and should have success against a Tigers offense that isn't very good. So I'm going under 12. With regards to the side, model says straight up coin toss 50-50. I need plus odds on either team to be invested. And right now we're somewhere between 8 and 10 cents away on either side. So right now there's not enough value for me to jump, but plus 105 to plus 110 is where I'm starting to get interested in either side. If you get plus odds, I have no idea who wins. I think the Tigers are a little bit more set up for success in this game. They project a little bit better against a lefty in Gomber. I think Lorenzen's the better pitcher, so the Tigers set up for more success, but the Rockies have a great home field advantage. So I think all that kind of washes out. Plus odds makes sense if you can get good plus odds on either side. Otherwise, though, I'm just focusing on the under 12. And then wrapping up our show here, 8:15 p.m. Eastern, Yankees at the Cardinals. A warm night in St. Louis, starting off in the upper 80s, closing around 80 degrees, but the wind will be blowing in. So the hot temperature will kind of offset with the wind blowing in. You're dealing with a more pitcher-friendly ballpark. That all in all combines for a projected total of 8.5. The current total is 9. I'm not touching the total either way, and it would have to be a crazy line movement for me to get invested. I think the smarter pick is focusing on the side in this game. And you've got two pitchers in Luis Severino and Matthew Liberatore who have ERAs in the 5s, but obviously Severino has a better track record historically of being a better pitcher. His underlying metrics are a lot better than Liberatore's are. The Yankees bullpen has been fantastic. Offensively, the Cardinals will have an edge on this game, but the Yankees still right now pretty right-handed heavy. That bodes well against a lefty that they'll be facing here. So I think the area that the Yankees are obviously a little bit short is off on offense, but I think it's by much less than pitching. They have a huge pitching advantage from innings 1 through 9, in my opinion. I think the Yankees should be favored. Model says by minus 117 that they win 54% of the time. Anything minus 111 or better is an A grade. And really the only other thing left to say is that I had the Yankees as an A grade on Wednesday night. We all saw how that turned out. So, maybe they'll throw another perfect game. Who knows? Probably obviously unlikely, but it's always fun. We have an A grade on a team who throws a perfect game. We don't back the Yankees often. The odds usually aren't good. That's why I was so excited to jump on them Wednesday night against Oakland. Faded them correctly Tuesday. Thursday's game's happening right now, and there was no pick on it either way. So looks like we're going to leave Oakland on the Yankees, backing them once very successfully, fading them once successfully, and now they'll head to St. Louis. And again, we don't back the Yankees often, but when there are good odds on them, I think it's worth taking advantage of. Severino has been very disappointing, but I still think he's the much better pitcher, and even if he struggles, I trust the Yankees bullpen behind him much more than I trust the Cardinals bullpen. So I think the Yankees should be bigger favorites than this. Backing them at minus 109. Again, another A grade on the Yankees. And that's all I've got for you here today. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Picks with the Professor. Don't forget to subscribe so you can ensure the sports betting content provided on this channel has dropped right into your feed. Be back again tomorrow with more sports betting content. But until then, as always, best of luck. And remember, you can eat your betting money, but please don't bet your eating money.